In this video, I'm going to explain how to set up Spiffio to use with your Zoom call with automatic captioning and translation. First, you'll need to log into Spiffio and then create a session. Give it a title and select the languages that you are making available for your event. In this example, I'll enable English and Spanish. Then go ahead and click Create New Session. Go to this new session and click on Control as Operator to open the operator view. When you first enter, it might ask you to pick the channel that you're going to operate in. Let's say that our event is going to be conducted in English, but we are providing translation into Spanish using Spiffio for automatic captioning and translation. So in that case, I want to select English as my language that I'm operating in here in Spiffio. Then make sure Auto Translate is highlighted in green, and then click on Autopilot. So this is just a quick little note explaining that Autopilot may not produce good results unless the speaker cooperates with it, so this does require a little bit of practice, a little bit of training. Go ahead and click OK, and then click on this microphone icon to turn on the captioner. When you first turn it on, it will appear in red, and as each line is generated and then sent out, the color, it will be highlighted in the color green, and it will be highlighted in the color gray. One thing to make sure is the microphone input that it has selected. To check this, click on the microphone icon in the address bar, and you will see what it has selected. Now for your audience, how are they going to receive the captioning and the translation that this is generating? You can see what that looks like by clicking on this audience view icon here. And it will, for anybody that first hits the audience view, it's going to ask them to pick their language. I'll go ahead and pick Spanish. And now you can see that it is sending out the translation every time I'm pausing in my speech. So that's going to be very important for a good experience for your audience. The speaker should pause every few words or so. All right, so there you go. You have the automatic captioning and translation working. Now you might be wondering, how do I get this into my Zoom call? How do I have it appear within the Zoom call itself? We have a whole tutorial that explains how to do that, but I'm just going to jump back really quickly to show you exactly where certain pieces of information need to go. So I'm back here in the session editor, and if we go down under the resources, click on Endpoints, and down here you'll see that this is where we would paste in the endpoint URL. This is where we want the caption or translation to appear. Within your Zoom call, when you first enter into it, if you are the host, then you will have the ability to grab the third-party caption API token. If you don't see that closed caption option enabled in your Zoom, you'll need to go into your preferences to enable that first. So just as an example, I'm here in a Zoom meeting, and down below I have this closed caption option available because I've already enabled it in Zoom. When I click on that, you'll see that there are a few different options here. We want to click on Use a third-party closed caption service, and we want to copy the API token. Once you click on that, then we can go back to Spiffio, and then we can paste in the endpoint URL right here. In our example, the meeting is conducted in English, but we want to display the Spanish translation. So we'll paste in the endpoint URL for the Spanish channel. Then click on Save. So now if I go back into the operator view, I'll enable autopilot once again. As I speak in English, it's picking up the English caption. And when I pause, it's sending it out. And here in the Zoom meeting itself, you can see that the Spanish caption is appearing in the lower third. One other thing to note with captioning and translating a Zoom call is that if you have multiple people speaking on a Zoom call, what you will need to do is set up a loop back of the sound, of the Zoom call sound, so that that is being fed into Spiffio. We have a tutorial that explains how to do that. It does depend on what kind of device you have, if it's a Windows or a Mac computer. So that is one additional step that you will have to do in order to set it up properly. Once you have the loop back set up, you want to make sure that you select the correct microphone input within Spiffio. And that is something that I've already shown you how to do. So within Spiffio, you click on the microphone or video camera icon in the address bar, and then you'll need to select the correct input for that. We will link to the two tutorials that I mentioned. One is loopback, a tutorial for how to do the loopback, and the second one is a tutorial for how to set up with grabbing the Caption API token from Zoom and putting that in with Spiffio so that the two are integrated. Alright, so that's all you need to do in order to show the captioning within a Zoom call.